Good morning. My name is Vera Csorvási, and I'm Director of English Language Learners at International Leadership of Texas. This session is a short tutorial on how to write content and language objectives. I'm also going to share with you some resources you will be able to use as you write your content and language objectives for your lesson plans. For this particular presentation, we have one content and one language objective. We will be able to explain and create content and language objectives, and we will ask and answer questions about content and language objectives. Why is it important to have content and language objectives? Content objectives make students aware of the expectations for a particular lesson and focus instruction on what is to be learned. Language objectives support language learning and focus on developing particular skills such as listening, reading, writing, or speaking. The content objective states that the student will learn and what the student is expected to do. Let's look at a third grade math standard that I retrieved from the Texas Education Agency website. Please take some time to read this standard. As you notice, this is a very complex standard, and we will need several class periods to cover all these concepts and to develop all the skills related to these concepts. Therefore, we will break down the standard as we write our content objective for one particular lesson. For this lesson, the content objective is we, students, will be able to classify 2- and 3-dimensional figures. You can find the TICs, the standards, at this link, at this website. Language objectives. When do we use language objectives? We use language objectives whenever we have language learners in our classes. Even if we have one single language learner, the expectation is that we have language objectives and that we develop our students' language proficiency. Language objectives must be stated and explicitly taught and practiced with the students. Please consider your English language learners' proficiency level when you choose your language objectives. Also, be mindful to ensure that all 4 language domains, listening, speaking, reading, and writing, are being developed. Region 20 has an excellent resource, Interactive Language Objectives, that you can use to write your lesson plans. We are going to visit Region 20. Click on the Interactive Language Objectives. Scroll down. And you will have the student expectations. What do you want the students, what language objective do you want the students to practice this class period? Let's focus on the speaking. We will speak using a variety of types of sentence stems about. We can speak about the geometric concepts, about the figures in the previous content objective. As you notice, you will have objectives for the writing, the reading, speaking, listening, and also the learning strategies that you can use. What's great about this site is that you have the sentence frames that you can use to write your language objective. Going back to the presentation. The language objective I have chosen for this presentation and connected to the standard, to the content objective, is we, students, will speak using new geometric vocabulary such as cone, cylinder, sphere, prism, and cube. So the focus is on the speaking. Another great resource that I would like to share with you is the content objective and language objective frame. As you notice, let's open the document. As you notice, you have sentence frames that will help and guide you write your content and language objectives. For example, for content objective, the student will be able to insert a verb regarding and insert language objective. For language objective, the student will, again, what language objective are you focusing on? Listening, speaking, reading, writing, vocabulary development, and connect it to the content objective from above. Please keep this document on file and refer to it as you plan your content and language objectives for each lesson. What next? Please revisit your lesson plan for next week and check your content and language objectives. Refer to the frames that I have just shared with you to evaluate them and discuss them with your grade level partners and give each other some feedback and suggestions for improvement. Make changes so you can have a strong content and language objective. Remember to state your content and language objectives at the beginning and at the end of class. Thank you for your attention. I wish you a successful and exciting school year.